In this video, I'm going to talk about these AirPods Pro. I finally got them. The non-Pro AirPods are easily one of my favorite Apple products. I figured switching to the Pros would be just like the regular AirPods, but with noise canceling. But there's actually a little more to it than that. There are a lot more differences than I was expecting. Hardware-wise, the case is a little bigger, but it's still not too big to be in a pocket. It's now wider than the original case. Think of it landscape instead of portrait. The Pro case has the same basic features, wireless charging, a lightning port, and an indicator light to show you the charge status. New on the Pro case is the ability to tap on the case to see the charge status while wireless charging. This doesn't work if it's plugged in. I'm not sure why. The AirPods themselves feature a very different look. There are silicone ear tips now that come in 3 different sizes to help accommodate a wider variety of ears. These also play an important role in noise cancellation because they help seal off your ear canal. The stems are also much shorter now and have a flat spot for the new squeeze actions. Previously, you had to tap on the AirPod to skip to the next track, which could be a little uncomfortable, and for me it was kind of hard to find exactly where to tap. Now you can just squeeze on the stem for this though. If you squeeze and hold, it switches between noise canceling mode or transparency mode. Also now there's an IPX4 rating for sweat and water resistance. Before I get into actually using the AirPods Pro, I want to mention that I won't be talking about sound quality. I think they sound good. I think the regular AirPods sound good. I'm no expert and I can appreciate that some people will have more of an opinion on this. I just don't. So using the AirPods Pro compared to the regular AirPods came with some unexpected differences. First, the change in the case design. I didn't think it would matter, but I noticed this made a difference for me. The AirPods Pro case is harder for me to open with one hand. I'm sure I will get used to it and be better at it over time, but the regular AirPods case just feels much more natural. I also think the Pros are harder to get in and out of the case. Not to say it's hard, it's just harder. You have to know to grab from the cover of the case to get the Pros out easier, where the regular ones I felt like I could just grab them and pull them out. The same thing goes for getting them back into the case. The regular ones seem to just drop or snap right into place because it's all hard plastic. I think the silicone tips on the Pros grab onto the plastic a little easier, which means you have to be a little more deliberate when you're putting them back in the case. This isn't a big deal, but it's something to adjust to. Those silicone ear tips are what help enable the AirPods Pro to have noise cancellation. There are 3 different sizes to accommodate different people's ears. There's also an ear tip fit test that you can do to see if you're getting the proper seal. I found that I could get a good test result with all the ear tips, but only the medium ones felt secure in my ear, so I would recommend trying all of them. Noise canceling, like most people, is the reason I wanted to get the Pros. Today's circumstances aside, I rarely travel, so plane usage wasn't all that important to me. I wanted them for one main use: cutting the grass. Previously, I put my regular AirPods in, and then I would put on some noise-blocking earmuffs over those while I cut the grass. The AirPods Pro let me skip the earmuffs and just turn noise canceling on. I can definitely still hear the engine noise, but it's low enough that I can keep the volume at a reasonable level. Also, the sweat resistance will come in handy a bit when it warms up. The majority of the time though, I'll keep them in transparency mode, which will let me be able to be aware of what's happening around me. This is really nice for when I'm walking the dog. It's good to know if a car is coming or someone else is near. You can turn transparency and noise cancellation off, which I'm sure would result in better battery life, but it's kind of a weird middle ground that I don't think I would use them that way. I want to talk quickly about the preferential treatment Apple can give AirPods because they make them. There's a special chip in all AirPods that help enable things like quick pairing and pairing to multiple devices. While this is super nice if you can afford AirPods and if they work for you, this really sucks if you can't have AirPods because other headphones just don't perform as well. In my experience, this chip doesn't eliminate all wireless headphones headaches. I still have issues once in a while getting both to connect together, but it significantly reduces the headaches. This is good for Apple because that makes us want AirPods, but it's not good for the consumer. It's just something I thought to keep in mind. In general, I'm extremely happy with the AirPods Pro after owning the regular AirPods, but they're not a clear-cut winner like I thought they would be. There's just less to think about with the regular AirPods. They're cheaper, they're easier to get in and out quickly, there's no silicone tips to try, and you have to try and get the right fit. There's no silicone tips to lose, and you don't have to worry about switching modes. I'm definitely going to stick with the Pros because they solve a specific issue I had. But if they don't solve something for you with the noise canceling or the different fit from the silicone tips, I would still recommend getting the regular ones if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know in the comments why you would pick the Pros over the regular AirPods, or the other way around.